working all right. We did like we've been trying. If I can do some stories, I guess.
I was actually going to ask how you've been getting on with that.
Yeah. So like Christmas time was a big time for just takeaways and anything you could muster on from the shops, snack wise. And now it's more because I mentioned getting back into the normal things. You've got to kind of knuckle down and say, this is what we're going to eat. This is what we're going to prepare. So we've had a slow cooker for a while. We've put some ingredients for a stew in it. We bought some beef from Morrison's, but on the bottom it looked kind of greeny black. So we were kind of like, is this gone off? So I think we had advice to wash it and things like that and see how it is. But I called my dad and he said, if you rub it in flour, fry it until it browns, and then put it in the fridge and then put it in the slow cooker.
Something healthy though, if you fry it, I guess.
No, it's not frying it through. It's like just browning the outside. So it's just kind of. I don't know what it is. I didn't ask any questions. I just cooked the damn thing. So there's that. We've also, I think, we're going to go back to our pastas and our curries and things like that. Except for tonight, where we're going to order an Indian. So that's going to be my plan. We watched a new show called Prodigal Son. It's, if anyone's watched Walking Dead and the guy named Jesus in it, he's the main character in it, that actor. It's about a guy and it stars Martin Sheen as well. Is it Michael Sheen or Martin Sheen? The Welsh actor. It's Michael Sheen
is the Welsh actor.
Yeah, Martin Sheen then.
Played Tony Blair and Brian Clough.
Yeah.
Martin Sheen is in Apocalypse Now. He's American. I know.
Right, Michael Sheen then.
It's Michael Sheen, right.
And he plays this surgeon who was thank you, Tim Lum, was a serial killer surgeon, and his son, he gets arrested, and his son grows up. His son is the complete opposite. He's not a serial killer. He's like an over-empathetic person, like a Will Graham, if you will. So he spends his time like catching bad guys by being a profiler. He's a serial killer profiler.
Yeah, and you're right, G-Dub. Martin Sheen is Charlie Sheen's dad. And yeah, thanks for the birthday message, Tim. Appreciate it.
So yeah, and the main character has PTSD as well, so that gets him kicked off the FBI in the first episode. So the police officer who arrested his dad invites him onto the NYPD to do investigations there. So it's interesting at the moment. It's just like the story. Like I'm never that big on detective shows, but it's more of like the story that goes in between the detective show that I like. If it's just a detective show, then I'm kind of not that fussed on it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm useless with telly. Like, the last quote unquote series that I was invested in, like a modern series. Well, I mean, I watch Taskmaster when I can on occasion because I love Taskmaster. Sherlock probably was the last series I was invested in. That was ages ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm weird with TV series. You know, I think films are a more easier medium for me to digest when it comes to entertainment.
Yeah.
You know, that's not music, shall we say?
Yeah.
Visual entertainment.
Fair enough. Like, I mean, me and Kate, we always got to find something to watch. During Christmas, it was the Grand Tour. We did watch a bit of Malcolm in the Middle when it came back on Channel 4, but we kind of gone off it for a bit. But I would like to go back to it. It's an absolute classic.
Absolute classic.
Yeah, like some shows you go back to and you're like, oh, it makes me cringe now, but not Malcolm in the Middle. It's
And you're right, G-Dub. Sherlock is one of my favorite TV series of all time. It's just incredible. In fact, I actually did a university essay, like a coursework piece on that series as part of my degree. So, but yeah, film's always been kind of more my medium because it's the degree I have and it's the industry I'm in, I guess. I don't know if we talked about our favorite films of last year. I guess we could make that a topic.
Well,
depending on how many you've seen.
I think we talked about the films we watched during Christmas, didn't we, with Tom? But we haven't.
In terms of like the overall year, though. Last year.
Invisible Man came out last year, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
So
I haven't seen Invisible Man, but my company worked on the trailers and promotion for that.
I would have to say that because Tenet, I think I found it a bit difficult to get my head around, and the mixing was
Mm.
favouring bass a bit too much. It's weird with Christopher Nolan films. It's either the bass is too loud or you can't understand a certain character. It's odd, but yeah, it was like that film. It goes out of the norm of your typical horror movie tropes where the main character is very dumb or just very lucky, where it actually involves quite a lot of strategic play in order for it to go through. So it's quite good in that, and it's the guy who plays the man is the same guy who's also in The Haunting of Hill House and The Haunting of Bly Manor as well. He's one of the main
Haunting of
people.
Hill House, I've heard good things
I
about that.
I absolutely recommend both shows if you can get Bly Manor. If you can get past the whole perfectly splendid, that's absolute. I can't stand that girl.
um, well, in terms of my films, I guess. So off the top of my head, I saw Soul over Christmas, which was fantastic. Knives Out, which was very, very good. I think that came out last year. Was The Gentleman last year, or was that the year before?
What was? Sorry,
The Gentleman from Guy Ritchie.
I
You know, the
don't
one
know.
with Matthew McConaughey and Colin Farrell's in it, and I think that might have been 2019, but I watched that last year. That was very good.
Um,
1917, which is incredible. Like I cannot recommend that movie enough. That was actually right at the beginning of the year. Funny enough, actually, we watched it on my birthday last year.
yeah.
So there we go. I remember that very well. We The Lighthouse, which I actually would say is probably my favorite movie of last year.
Mm-hmm.
Although 1917 is like
1917, absolutely fantastic.
but like
Wasn't that
The Lighthouse, I
2019
don't
though?
know, just in terms of how like I like films that have a bit more of an indie underground kind of sensibility, I guess.
My favorite part of 1917 was just how real time they made it look. It just it was fantastic.
It obviously was physically impossible to do it all as one shot.
Well, actually, I'm pretty sure they did it in.
How they went about it and how they managed to mask all the cuts and everything.
Yeah,
Very stellar.
They found those specific times where they could mask it, and they like whenever the screen went dark, when they could like film behind like a vehicle or something to go away from the characters to do something like that, and then just blend it in as well as they did. And the good thing, probably the good thing about it is how possibly because the camera's on a track, you can easily blend it to the next shot and things like that. So. And if you see them,
Sam Mendes is a brilliant director.
If you see
Zombieland 2, G-Dub says, was that last year?
I think that was the year before as well.
Oh, that was the year before.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Or was it? I don't know. I think I watched it like last year, but I'm pretty sure it was 2019. Good film though.
But yeah, just in terms of The Lighthouse, I think just stellar performances from the two leads, Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson. I am fully behind Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne / Batman after watching that. You know, I was a bit obviously I was a bit ambivalent beforehand, but he just puts in absolutely awe-inspiring performance.
He's really come into his own as an actor. You know, from all the hate that he gets, like from Twilight.
So The Lighthouse, it's Robert Eggers who directed The Witch, and it's basically about the whole film centers around these two characters, and I think one other character, which is like a mermaid, makes an appearance every now and then. But these two characters are lighthouse keepers who get stranded on a lighthouse island, and they basically both go insane, like slowly but surely.
Right.
And like visually, it's very gritty, very very heavily stylized kind of film. They shot it in a certain like really old school format where the formatting and the aspect ratio was like really close together and claustrophobic, so it just really added to the whole aesthetic of it, and it was super cool. And it didn't win really any Oscars. I think it won best like score or something. I don't know. Some really lowly Oscar, but I feel like in terms of the performances, I think they're two of my favorite performances of the year.
Yeah. Ah, well,
Mm.
I'll be sure to give it a watch at some point because I think this is the fourth time you've mentioned it
Yeah,
now.
if you love a good thriller / horror, I think it'll be up your alley.